Hello and welcome in live as your Elmira Pioneers get set for action against the Watertown Rapids. One final time, these two teams will clash here at historic Dunn Field. I want to apologize. We've got a little bit of tint here. I'm not sure what's going on with the YouTube live, but my name is John Clement. We're here live at historic Dunn Field. I'm by myself today. No George to help me out, but we do have an excellent game in store as these two teams continue to battle for a playoff berth. Watertown just a game and a half back of your Elmira Pioneers, so this is going to be a big one. Pioneers will turn to Tom Catania on the hill. Catania, a 3.74 ERA, 2 wins, no losses, 8 games played in, 2 starts, 21.2 innings pitched, as he has thrown 26 hits, 13 runs, 9 of them earned, 8 bases on balls, and 12 strikeouts. Across the diamond, Drew Mead will take to the pitching hill for the Watertown Rapids. Mead, 6.1 ERA, 5 wins, 2 losses, 11 games played in, 7 starts, 1 complete with a shutout, 41.1 innings pitched, 57 hits, 34 runs, 28 of them earned, 12 bases on balls, and 21 strikeouts. That being said, we're going to head over to Mixler.com, take care of Coach's Corner. Hope you all join in over there and listen in. You're listening to the Miller's Mowing pregame show as we get set to kick off one of the final games of the season. We're under 6 games left to go, including this one here tonight. We'll have to see if the Pioneers can pull through and make the playoffs. If your field isn't game day ready, call Miller's Mowing 607-302-8226. We'll be right back here on Mixler.com. All right, and there you go, Coach's Corner, talking all about the game yesterday, the games leading up to this one, and an incredible next 6 games in 7 days. It's going to be a rough ride for the Pioneers as they have to compete for a playoff spot. Of course, they can do themselves a big favor, giving themselves a 2.5 game lead over the Watertown Rapids if they can come away with the victory here tonight. They still have to catch up to the Adirondack Trailblazers as the team from Adirondacks took 2 games yesterday as they were able to really keep rolling along. Adirondack has certainly provided some difficulty for the Pioneers, having only played them one time. The second game did get rained out, so it does make an interesting scenario for the Pioneers, who could be overtaken because they lost one game very early on in the season. Of course, Adirondack tonight out in Oneonta, a team the Pioneers will play 3 times over the next 6 ball games. Hopefully, Oneonta can get something going, strike down those Adirondack Trailblazers, and the Pioneers can come away with a victory. But tonight also, games already going on. The Utica Blue Sox have a 5-4 lead over the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs in the bottom of the 7th. The Saugerties Stallions 3-2 over the Amsterdam Mohawks in the top of the 7th. The Newark Pilots and Geneva Red Wings about to get underway. We'll have to see what Geneva and Newark can do, as Newark, we just saw them the other day. We saw Geneva the other day too. Pioneers coming away with big wins over both teams. Geneva has really been struggling as of late. As I said, they lost the 2 yesterday to Adirondack. So the dice is in the air on what Geneva's final decision is going to be about their playoff spot. They sit in second, but 2 teams chasing back behind them. We'll have to see if either the Pioneers or the Trailblazers can catch them before we head to the playoffs. Elmira, of course, still trying to secure their spot in the playoffs, and it's going to probably take them all the way to the end of the regular season to get there, as now, once again, we're about to get started. The Miller's Mowing pregame show winding down. We're going to go over the lineups real quick. We'll start with the visiting Watertown Rapids. Derek Kasperzak will play center field and bat first. Jonathan Catapano will play left field and bat second. James Crick over at first base, batting third. Tony Sochi, designated hitting and batting fourth. Michael Rounds in right field, batting fifth. Brandon Taylor plays third and bats sixth. Cale Showers will be behind the plate and bats seventh. Drake Smith at second base, batting eighth. And Danny DeMarzo playing short and batting ninth. Drew Mead will be on the hill for the Watertown Rapids. For the Elmira Pioneers, Jeff Mejia will lead off, and why not? He's been hot as anything leading off and play center field. Brody Moore will play shortstop and bat second. Nathan Peng will play third base tonight and bat third. Trey Harmon will clean up at playing first base. Bryce Moskowitz will back up will be behind the plate, as he will bat fifth. Brennan Dorigi will play second base and bat sixth. Kyle Richardson, designated hitting, batting seventh. Trevor Henneman will play left field and bat eighth. And Andrew Sexton will play right field and bat ninth. On the hill tonight, Tom Catania will see how he can do, as again, the Elmira Pioneers turning to some pitching woes and hoping to get everything sorted out. It'll be an interesting day, to say the least. So now, as the team will be introduced, we will wrap up the Miller's Mowing pregame show. Miller's Mowing reminding you that if your field isn't game day ready, give them a call at 607. Sorry, folks, just lost my place there for a moment. Give them a call at 607-302-8226. So as the starting lineup gets introduced, we want to remind you again, we do apologize that we're having some issues with the YouTube Live. It does seem to have a bit of a tint. Hopefully that will go away as the sun falls down. We are having crystal clear picture through the camera here at Historic Dunn Field, but YouTube may be having some sort of issue. We are getting as best a picture as we can for you guys, and we do appreciate every one of you for tuning in all season long. Again, my name is John Clement. We thank you so much for sticking with us. Hopefully these next 6 games will be uber exciting and bring some closure to a season that we hope will end with a playoff berth. So again, the lineup's being introduced, so we will step aside and head for a commercial. Stay tuned here on Mixler.com as we will get set for the opening pitch. And of course, Tom Catania chasing a third consecutive quality start. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com.
the singing of our national anthem, tonight performed by Action Quest.
All right, folks. So a church group and the United Front of Action Quest all came out to sing the opening anthems here. Of course, God Bless America, followed by the national anthem. We want to thank everybody for staying tuned as the Elmira Pioneers get set for the first game after a one-day break. Of course, yesterday, not much of a break for the Elmira Pioneers. They had to go to work and they played a game against the NYPD. Did not quite go their way, as it was a rough one for the Pioneers as they played all of their pitchers. So now the Elmira Pioneers will get ready to go here. So now Herb and the mascot from First Heritage Credit Union throwing out the first pitches here. Nice pitch by Herb, 91 years old today. So congratulations to Herb, a longtime season ticket holder. We want to thank them both for coming out to historic Dunn Field. As there's the call, we're going to play ball here, and the Watertown Rapids will be the first ones to the plate. Should be interesting as Tom Catania will be looking to have, as I said, his third consecutive great start as a quality start, is how it'll be listed. But Catania has really impressed since coming out of the bullpen and moving into a starting role. And it's a position he assumed a lot during high school. I talked with Tom the other day, and Tom was talking about how it's more consistent for what he's used to. Of course, in college, it changes a little bit because the younger guys have to adapt to the roles that are already filled. But Catania, more used to working this style. He did talk about in Feral Gas Friday a couple weeks back that he enjoyed coming out of the pen, the potential to play every day. But he says this is really more the style he's used to as a starting pitcher. Hopefully, we continue to see the quality starts. We're definitely going to need them now. The roster continues to shorten as players reach an innings limit. Noah Rubino headed back home to Guilford, Connecticut, as Sienna wants to save him for the fall and spring semester. No surprise there. Noah, an amazing season here with the Pioneers, and we're so thankful for everything that he did. And Garrett Schultz also headed back home as well. So the Pioneers going to really have to piece it together here. Matt Birch talked about it back in Coach's Corner. You have these roster shifts seemingly daily, and you have to find a way to work around it, and that is what the Pioneers are doing here. Tom Catania working through his final warm-up pitch here. The one thing that Matt Birch continues to say about Catania, he throws a lot of strikes, and that is what the Pioneers need. If the ball gets put in play, they feel confident in their infield, and hopefully they will continue to feel that way as they roll through the final 6 games. Derek Kasperzak ready to lead things off. Kasperzak as a leadoff hitter, 261 in 23 attempts. See what he can do here. Kasperzak was a player in the All-Star game, as now he will step into the batter's box. Batter's box is a little tight down there as Kasperzak fully taking up the batter's box today. Appears to be possibly a little smaller than normal as now Catania coming, winds, deals, and the first pitch is low, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes, as tonight the Elmira Pioneers looking to increase the gap on the Watertown Rapids, already a game and a half. Cut on, and that will get foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. So again, as the Elmira Pioneers trying to keep things going, they have had a lot of success here as of late, trying to keep that train rolling, a 5-game winning streak coming into tonight's game. The pitch, taken for a ball, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Catania heads back for the mound. Pioneers will be in action again tomorrow night against the Geneva Red Wings. You won't want to miss a minute of Coca-Cola night. Cut on, ground ball over towards Brody Moore, scoops it up, picks, throws to first in time, as that will be the first out of the evening. So far, so good for Tom Catania, as that'll bring up Jonathan Catapano. Catapano, 227 hitter, 22 for 97, has had 2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs this season, so quite a few extra base hits. As now, Catapano steps back in, looking over. The wind and the pitch from Catania, the shown bunt gets in for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 count as Catapano will step back in. Catapano, we just talked about 2-2-2, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs on the season. Kind of a surprise to see him show bunt right away, and now he pulls that off and fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Our first Tioga Downs showdown of the evening. So don't forget, you too can be an all-star. Head on down to Tioga Downs this summer and check out Smash Mouth live at the end of August. Coming back set, the wind and the pitch. Taken inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1, as now again, Catania steps back on the mound. He'll take a long look in at the catcher. Comes set, winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled away, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Tom having to throw quite a few pitches here already. This will be his 8th pitch of the inning through just the second batter. Ideally, Matt Birch talking about wanting to keep them between 12 and 15 per inning. So we'll have to see what Catania can do here. Coming back set, he winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled away. So again, Catania will go back to the mound, checking things out down the foul line. As again, Catania looks in at Catapano. Catapano's batting success, maybe not as high an average as he'd like, but he has found success time and time again as that one's fouled off. That'll be 10th pitch of the inning. And again, the 6th pitch of the at-bat. So Tom setting back out on the hill. As he looks in here. The wind and the pitch from Catania, that one outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Catapano will be looking next. 3-2 count. As again, talked about Catania staying around the strike zone. We'll see if he can find it again here. Cut on, ground ball again. Picked up by Brody, thrown over in time. Brody Moore had some issues handling that, but he manages to throw out Jonathan Catapano. So that's going to bring up James Crick. Crick, who has been more than impressive this year, 261, 23 for 88, 7 doubles, 4 home runs on the season. We'll see what Crick can do here with Tom Catania on the mound. So Catania steps back on the hill. Shakes off the first sign. The wind and the pitch. Crick, ground ball towards first. Scooped up by Trey Harmon. Throws over to Catania. One pitch out for James Crick. It was a heavy inning for Brody Moore, but now we'll see what the Pioneers can do as they head for home plate. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, and welcome back. The Pioneers coming up to the plate as leading things off, Jeff Mejia. Mejia, who has been hitting very, very well lately. Mejia as a leadoff batter, 441 in his last 5 games. Mejia has just been killing the ball. 500 in the last 5 games. That is just unbelievable numbers for this time of year. The wind and the pitch, taken for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike as Jeff steps back in. See if he can get things started as the Pioneers really need a win against Watertown here. Swing and a miss by Mejia, 0-2. So again, stepping back up. Mejia looking out. The pitch taken just off the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 count as Mejia trying to get things going for the Pioneers here. The success for the Pios has come when they've scored early. Cut on and fouled away by Mejia. That one really in on the hands. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out as Jeff Mejia leading things off. See if he can get things started for Elmira. The wind and the pitch. Inside hits Mejia on the helmet. Mejia appears to be okay. Drew Mead certainly didn't mean to throw it there. As that'll bring up Brody Moore with a runner on first. Mejia adjusting his helmet over there on first. As Brody will step into the batter's box. Clearly, Mead got ahead of 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball just slipped out of his hand. He certainly wasn't trying to hit anybody. I don't think we'll see any retaliation from Catania in the in the top half of the next inning. But one can never tell. Next pitch. Cut on and fouled off there by Brody Moore. No balls, 1 strike to start off the second batter of the inning. Talk about success. Brody Moore still batting .295, 23 for 78 on the season. The wind, the pitch, taken for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. As again, the Pioneers looking for early success. When they have gotten wins, it has come from early scoring, and in the last couple games, often scoring. The wind and the pitch, cut on, fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one will stay in the ballpark. As again, umpire requesting some more baseballs. As now again, Mead steps back on the mound. Mead staring over at Mejia. The wind and the pitch. Cut on. That one will get down in right field. Mejia headed around second, and he's going to be held up there by third base coach Andrew Drum. So again, the base coaches here again tonight. Andrew Drum at third base, Ben Radio Efros over there at first base. That's going to bring up Nathan Peng. Peng comes up. Last night batted left-handed, still had a scorcher of a hit. As now, Peng batting .280, 23 for 82 on the season. See if Peng can get the first run of the ball game across the plate here. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. As again, Peng steps back in. Staring out. As once again, the wind and the pitch. Taken low. 2 balls, no strikes. So Drew Mead, struggling with control here early, has hit a batter already right in the helmet. Then Brody Moore able to hit a little flare into right. As Peng looks out. Mead comes set. The wind, the delivery, cut on and fouled back. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count here to the UC Davis freshman. Peng, underclassman of the year recipient back in 2016 from Saratoga High School. As he comes back set. 2-1 count. Looking in. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. So Peng steps back into home plate. Runners sit at first and second. Would love to drive Mejia in. As Drew Mead comes set, delivers, cut on, driven out there towards center. This should be playable. The catch is made. Mejia feigns the run to third, but the runners will be kept right where they are. That's going to bring up Trey Harmon. Harmon heads up to the plate. Harmon, the 2019 Home Run Derby champion. Harmon has hit a few home runs here at historic Dunn Field in a home run derby with Canada. Has only hit 1 home run during the regular season, but certainly can crack the bat anytime he feels like it. He certainly has quite a bit of power. As now again, Mead looking in. Fakes back to second, no one even close. Mejia had all day to get back. As Harmon steps back in. So Mejia at second, Brody Moore at first. Peng the only out of the inning so far. The windup and the pitch. Cut on for a strike as that one's fouled off. No balls, 1 strike. As again, Harmon steps back in. Staring out at Drew Mead. Mead trying to find a way through this inning. The wind, the pitch. Cut on by Harmon for strike 2, 0-2. As now again, Mead takes a little walk out there on the mound, trying to get himself straight. As now Mead has the sign he wants. Stares in, the wind, the pitch, everybody going. That thrown for a ball. That is a high throw. Getting into, no. Hold on. As the out was called at second, Brody Moore certainly thought he was going to make that one. As the throw pulled the second baseman off of the bag, but the second baseman reached down to tag. Moore slide, a little unorthodox to say the least. As now, 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 outs. As again, Trey Harmon looks out, the wind, the pitch, cut on by Harmon, fouled off. That one will get out of play, and we remind you to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. So Harmon, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, trying to drive in Mejia from third. The wind, the pitch, cut on, popped up again, and that will again get foul. 1-2 remains the count. Harmon certainly getting his swings in. Drew Mead trying to get out of the setting without allowing a run. See what Harmon can do here. He steps back, the wind, pitch, taken outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a Tioga down showdown. As again, he circles the mound. Now he toes the rubber, looks in. Harmon staring right back at him. The wind, the pitch, cut on and missed by Harmon. Harmon goes down on strikes, and that will end the first inning. Tie score 0-0. The Pioneers head back to the field, and we'll see what Tom Catania can do. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so the Pioneers back in the field. That'll bring up Tony Sochi. Sochi, as the leadoff batter this year, is 143 in 21 attempts. Does have a home run, 5 RBIs. As now the pitch from Catania, cut on, ground ball towards third, scooped up, thrown over to first, and that will get away and into the dugout. So that's going to get Sochi a free trip to second, as Harmon unable to get up and get it. I believe that's going to be a reach on an error, as we'll wait. All right, so reached on the error as Michael Rounds comes up. Rounds now batting with a runner in scoring position after just one batter. Catania looks in, comes back set, winds and deals. That one's fouled off right away. No balls, 1 strike. So Watertown coming out attacking here in the top of the second. They'll be looking to get to Catania quickly here. Catania set up back out there on the mound. Takes a long look in. Checks on the runner back at second. The wind and pitch to Rounds way inside. That will get away. No, excuse me, that hit Michael Rounds. So Rounds will go down hit by a pitch. And Tony Sochi will be sent back to second base. So runners now stand at first and second as Brandon Taylor comes up to the plate. Taylor batting .253, 24 for 95 this year, 8 doubles, with runners on first and second as Tom Catania trying to work himself out of trouble now. So Catania looks in, Coming back set, the wind, the pitch, cut on, ground ball towards third. That will get foul. As O-laying that one was Nathan Pang. So, ball is recovered. Catania takes it out on the mound. As now Taylor, the third baseman, just looking to move runners along here. See what Catania can find to get him out of here. Hopefully put up the first out of the inning. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, grounded towards third. Stepped on third. Throw to first is not in time as that gets away from Trey Harmon. But Brandon Taylor will reach on the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Cale Showers. As Showers steps up, tossing the bat back towards his dugout. Showers this season batting .230, 14 for 61 here. 4 doubles. Has also driven in 4 runs. So Catania going to have to work his way through the bottom part of the order to try to get out of this top of the second inning. Hasn't allowed a hit yet. So far, a reach on an error and a hit by pitch have put the runners on base. That's in there for a strike. So no balls, 1 strike. As Tom heads back out there to the mound. The Elmira Pioneers trying to work their way out of danger here. Certainly flirting with it. As the wind and pitch from Catania is outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Tioga Down Showdown. We remind you, Tioga Down's not just a great place to play, a great place to stay. Check out the brand new hotel and resort. Catania comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on. Ground ball towards third again and gets by Nathan Pang. That'll roll out to the outfield. Sent around and heading for home. That will not be in time as scoring is Michael Rounds. Cale Showers earns himself an RBI. So the Pioneers go down early 1-0 here in the top of the second. As now again, Catania returns to the mound. Drake Smith will come up. Smith this season is batting .288, 32 for 111. 6 doubles and a home run. As he's going to try to get to Tom Catania here. The wind and the pitch. Cut on right back towards Catania. Scooped up there by throws over to second base. They can't make the play. And that will load the bases. So I'm trying to wait here as now the bases are loaded. I believe the ruling's going to have to be another error there as Derigi tried to pass that off. So Smith will reach on an error and Danny DeMarzo will come up to the plate. DeMarzo here wearing number 2. As the wind and pitch from Catania with the bases loaded. Cut on, driven towards right field. The play will be made. A quick throw from right. Coming in, Harmon scoops it up, throws to third, and that will not be in time. So DeMarzo goes down on the sac fly, gets the RBI, and that'll bring up Derek Kasperzak. So the leadoff man will now have runners at the corners with 2 outs. 2-0 lead for the Watertown Rapids as well. Catania looking around as Kasperzak checks in. Catania comes set. The wind and the pitch. Runner going to second. The throw down. That will bounce away. That's going to score a 3rd run and advance the stealing runner to 3rd as the Watertown Rapids go up 3-0 here. So, again, not the way the Pioneers hoping to get things going here. Something being returned to the third base coach who will hand off. Looks to be a glove as the runner at third stretching out a little bit. Looks like he may have hurt himself on the slide. The wind and the pitch. The bunt is laid down. Picked up by Catania. Tossed over to first. And that will do it for the inning. Kasperzak goes 0 for 2. And the Pioneers will come up with a big deficit now as they trail 3-0. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right, so Bryce Moskowitz heads up to the plate. See what he can do. The first 4 batters in the lineup did get up in the first, but now the Elmira Pioneers need to respond. They gave up 3 in the top half of the second inning. As now the wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. As Elmira going to have to try to climb out of this hole. Luckily, it's early. The wind and pitch. Taken for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 count. Coming back. The wind and the pitch from Meade. Cut on and fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As now again. Elmira trying to get things going. Starting it off with the middle of the order. The wind, the pitch, fouled away again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, one more time. Stepping back up, Moskowitz trying to find his way on base to start this inning. A 3-0 deficit the Pioneers need to erase. Taken outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So a 2-2 count as Bryce Moskowitz looking to make a difference here early. The wind and pitch outside again. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 as once again comes back set. The wind and the pitch. Outside, ball 4. Moskowitz moves along. As now again, that'll bring up Brennan Dorigi. Dorigi had himself a grand slam the other night. That's exactly what the Pioneers needed as they closed out the Newark Pilots. Certainly would love to see something similar happen here. Right now, around the league, the Geneva Red Wings have a 2-1 lead over the Newark Pilots. The Adirondack Trailblazers leading the Oneonta Outlaws 1-0. So those 2 games not going quite the way the Pioneers are hoping. They're going to need to get themselves back towards the winning side quickly. That one in there for a ball, 1-0. As again, Dorigi up at the plate. I'd like to remind everybody it's trading card night for the rest of the year. Come out to a Pioneers game, get yourself a nice set of Pioneers trading cards. So Dorigi steps back up. Coming back set, the wind and the pitch. bounces away. That's going to advance the runner onto second and maybe third, as no, the ball will die out there, and Moskowitz will be forced to stay put at second base. So, Derigi now working here as he looks down. 2 balls, no strikes. As Derigi steps back in. Coming back set. Mead on the mound. The wind, the pitch. Inside. 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 count to Brennan Derigi as he steps back into the pitcher's box. Mead takes a look out. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike right down the middle. 3 balls, 1 strike. As now again, Derigi looking out. 3-1 the count. As the next pitch, cut on and fouled away. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count for the Pioneers. Second baseman tonight, Brennan Derigi. As now again, Mead steps in on the mound. He comes set. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike as down goes Derigi. Second strikeout of the game for Drew Mead. That's going to bring up Kyle Richardson. Richardson comes up with a runner in scoring position already. Have to see if Richardson can get it started here. Kyle, so far this year, batting .246, 15 for 61. As he waits, the wind, the pitch, taken outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Pretty impressive by Mead. He came all the way back there against Derigi. As now again, Richardson stares out. Drew Mead checking on the runner at second. The wind and the pitch, taken right down the gut for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga down showdown. As again, Richardson looks out. Coming set, the wind and the pitch outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count. The Pioneers trailing by 3. Would love to put a crooked number up on the board here in the bottom of the second. As again, Mead looks out. He comes set, winds, and delivers. Cut on by Richardson. Popped up towards foul territory. The first baseman, Crick, may have a read. No, that one will get into the batting cage area. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As now again, the home plate umpire gives the ball back out to Drew Mead. Mead will saunter around the hill. As Mead steps back on the rubber. Takes a long look back at second. He winds and delivers. Cut on and missed, and there's the 3rd strikeout of the night for Drew Mead. Trevor Henneman will come up with 2 outs, hoping to extend this inning and drive in that run from second. Only 1 hit apiece. Unfortunately, 3 errors leading to 3 runs for the Watertown Rapids. So, see what Henneman can do. She's getting stretched out there. Henneman steps back in. Taking a long look out at Drew Mead. Mead comes set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on there by Henneman. That one out towards right. That's going to get down. Coming around. This may score the run. That bounces in. Unable to avoid the tag was Bryce Moskowitz, and Henneman, who will get credit for the hit, will not be able to drive in the run. The Pioneers will head to the top of the 3rd inning, trailing 3-0. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, folks, we are back here live. Sorry about cutting into the commercial break there, but we're ready to go. Tom Catania getting set a little bit quicker than expected, as now Jonathan Catapano looking to bunt. That one was held out there, but pulled back for a ball, 1-0. Little surprised to see so much bunting from Watertown with a 3-0 lead. Just trying to get on base and expand it, I imagine, as now the wind and the pitch. Cut on, drilled out there to left. That's going to get down. Catapano hustling around first. The throw comes in from Henneman, as that will keep Catapano to a single. So that'll bring up James Crick. Crick, who's 0 for 1. Part of that 1-2-3 first inning. See if Catania can get things started off here again, keeping Crick off the base pass. Crick, a hard man to keep off of the base pass. He has really hit well this season. 7 doubles, 4 home runs. That one will be grounded towards first. Picked up, stepping on first is Trey Harmon to get the guaranteed out. As Crick goes 0 for 2. That's going to bring up Tony Sochi. Sochi, who's 0 for 1 today. He did reach on an error. Sochi on the day, on the year, 276, 27 for 98, 4 doubles, 6 home runs, believe it or not. Sochi certainly knows how to swing the bat. As Catania checking back on that runner at second, the wind and pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As Catania trying to make it through his third inning of work. 3 runs for the Watertown Rapids, 2 hits, no errors. The Pioneers, 0 runs, 2 hits, and 3 errors. The wind, the pitch swung on and missed by Tony Sochi, 0-2. As again, Pioneers pitching, trying to pick up the slack. The offense here today has not gotten going yet. We know they're capable. We've seen it a lot the last couple of games. As Catania checking on that runner, winds, delivers. That one low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As now again, Catania heads back for the mound. 1-2 the count. As again, have to see if Catania can pick up for his offense a little bit. Swung on, right back, hits Catania. That one had to smart. Picking it up and hurling it over was more. That's not going to be in time. Catania certainly felt that one. They're going to take a brief time out here and let him get checked out. Hit off his arm. As he takes the ball back, manager Matt Birch heading out to talk with him as well. Catania appears to be okay. Keeps referencing his pitching arm, however. So you don't like to see that. As again, the umpire is coming in to check on him as well. Catania throwing the ball up and down, trying to illustrate that he's feeling okay. Runners, after this conference is over, will stand on the corners. Catania going to get to throw a pitch or two here so that they can make sure he's okay to go. As Catania cleaning off his rubber. Steps on it and will throw a couple of pitches here. The umpire's keeping an eye on it as well. As now, Catania seems to be feeling okay. Matt Birch is talking with his infield staff. So Catania good to go. Umpires will return back to the field. Runners stand on first and third. That's going to bring up Michael Rounds. Rounds, no official at bat, was hit by a pitch his first trip up to the plate. So we'll have to see if Catania can get things going for himself here. That blasted ball right back at his arm. As again, Rounds looks out. Catania is set. Steps off and looks over at first base. As again, Catania coming back set. He winds and delivers. Taken, throw down to second is not in time. Throw over to third, not in time either. So now the runners go from the corners straight out. Second and third. As once again, Catania steps back on the mound. Down towards the umpire. As again, coming back set, the wind, the pitch, outside for a ball. As looking down towards the umpire, waiting to see the count. 2 balls, no strikes. As Catania comes set, the wind and the pitch, cut on, ground ball, that'll get foul. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out as Tom Catania heads back for the mound. Certainly feeling the stinger he got on the arm there. Doesn't seem to be showing any signs, however, so we'll have to see if the Pioneers can get something stopped here, as that's fouled away again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Michael Rounds still trying to get his first at bat here. He has yet to have one as he was hit by a pitch his first time up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Catania staring in. He comes set, winds and delivers. Inside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now again, Tom Catania trying to find a way to get through an inning of work here. Got through the first 1, 2, 3, had some trouble in the second. This one fouled off right to my left-hand side. That'll bounce by and over the roof, make the right decision, insist on Gerber collision and auto glass. So again, Elmira looking out. Catania staring daggers in towards his catcher. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Pitch is cut on and fouled away again. So we'll do it one more time. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the top of the third. Pioneers don't have anybody working in the bullpen as of yet. So Catania's inning. It is early, but you can't get this deficit to go much higher. Already a 3-run baseball game. The wind and the pitch from Catania, cut on, driven out there to left center. That's going to get down. That will score 1. The second run following right up behind him. Runner heading for second. That'll be thrown in. Derigi cuts it off. He'll return to first. So a 1-out single earns 2 RBIs for Michael Rounds. And that'll bring up Brandon Taylor, who's 0 for 1 on the fielder's choice. Catania now has the Pioneers trying to get out of the inning with a 5-0 deficit. Time called momentarily here as the batter steps back in. This is a huge game for the Pioneers. Not a must win, but a loss here will have them hanging on by a fingernail to 4th place, as the Watertown Rapids could close the gap to just half a game. No easy competition coming up either. Geneva, Oneonta, and Newark. So kind of a rough last 5 games for the Pioneers. As now Catania coming back set. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. The wind and the pitch, outside, throw down, and that is going to get away from the second baseman, popping up and heading for third. So the attempts to catch runners stealing have not gone well for the Pioneers here tonight. Rounds headed for second, made it all the way to third. Has now 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 the count, as once again stepping back in. That one looked to be an error there, as the wind and the pitch taken inside. 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 count. The offense playing defensively on the infield grass. As Catania looking in. The wind and the pitch taken for ball 4. 4 straight pitches for a walk. And down goes Brandon Taylor to first. That's going to bring up Cale Showers, but not before the catcher and the pitcher have a meeting at the mound, as now it appears the one they call Big Baby, Chase Austin, taking a stroll down to the bullpen. As now again, Cale Showers, 1 for 1 on the day. As coming back in, catcher Bryce Moskowitz will stare out at Catania. Showers looks out. Catania comes set. He winds and delivers. Taken outside. 1 ball, no strike. I'll tell you what, if I'm Watertown, I'm just going to keep stealing second base. Everybody's made it, and they haven't been able to make that throw once today. As now again, the wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. So after walking the previous batter on 4 straight pitches, Catania has thrown 2 more. 2-0 count. 1 out here in the top of the third. 2 runs have already come across. The next pitch in there for a strike as Catania finally finds the strike zone again. You wonder how much of this has to do with that ball he took off the arm. So Catania coming back set. He stares in. The throw over to first is not in time. 2 ball, 1 strike count, 1 out. Catania looking in at Kale Showers. As again, comes back set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and miss. Showers swinging for the shamong right there. As again, Showers having a little bit of a down last 5 games, batting just .286, .333 in his last 10. So the previous 5 had been a little bit better for him. 2-2 count now. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball. 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As again, Tom Catania trying to find a way out of this inning. Already given up 2 runs here in the top of the third. Gave up 3 back in the top of the second. The wind, the pitch, cut on. Drilled out there towards right. The pitch will be caught. Thrown back in towards home. Grabbed by Moskowitz, but too far off of the base. That's going to score the 3rd run of the 3rd inning. 6-0 in favor of the Watertown Rapids. So a sac fly there to Kale Showers as he gets his 2nd RBI. That's going to bring up Drake Smith, who reached on an error his first time up. Coming back set. Smith looks in. Catania now with 2 outs. Throws over. As again, Tom Catania coming back set. Sun is starting to go down here at historic Dunn Field. The wind and pitch from Catania taken for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs in the inning. As Catania looks back in. Coming set. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. As he's facing Smith here. Trying to get out of this inning with only 3 runs given up. Already a 6-0 deficit for the Pioneers. A lot to overcome early in the game. Throw over will not be in time. 1-1 count, 2 outs. As Catania coming back. Takes a long look in. Winds, delivers outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count. As again, Tom steps back in. As he sets. Winds, delivers. Cut on and missed. So there's 2 strikes for him. Catania stepping back on the mound. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So it's Tioga Down showdown. The wind, the pitch, cut on and fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 more time. We remind you again, Tioga Down is not just a great place to play, a great place to eat. Check out the buffet any day of the week, only at Tioga Downs. Coming back set, Catania. Checks on the runner. Throws over. Not in time. 2-2 count. As Tom steps on the rubber. Takes a long look in at Moskowitz. Comes set. Winds. Delivers. Cut on. Ground ball foul. That'll send the runner back to first. As the ball dribbles into the Watertown bullpen. Chase Austin still getting loose out there in the bullpen. 6-0 deficit. You may see him come into this game here in just a little bit, as Catania certainly can't afford to give up any more runs. Here in the third inning, the wind, the pitch, cut on, dribbled back towards Catania, scoops it up, throws to first in plenty of time, as that will finally end the inning. Pioneers trailing 6-0 as we head for the bottom of the third. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, Andrew Sexton will be the next batter up, as hopefully the Pioneers can get something started, as they have 9-1-2 all due up in this inning. Sexton looking to get something going for the Pios here. The first pitch he takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 as going back to work, and I'll tell you, Drew Mead has been impressive so far. The wind and the pitch, cut on, fouled away by Sexton. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Pioneers trailing 6-0. They need to get something started here. The lights have come on at historic Dunn Field. The wind and the pitch, inside again, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Sexton trying to lead it off with a hit here. The wind and the pitch, inside again, 3-1. So Drew Mead has certainly had to sit for a while in between innings. 3 runs scored in both the top of the second and top of the third. The wind and the pitch, cut on and missed by Sexton. He was swinging for the fences. 3-2. So Sexton steps right back in. Calls time. 3-2. The wind, the pitch for Mead, taken low. Sexton earns himself a free pass to start things off. That's going to bring up Jeff Mejia, who has not had an official at bat yet, was hit by a pitch back there in the first inning. So the Pioneers trying to put together something of their own here in the bottom of the third inning, trying to finish out the bottom first third. Very, very strong. Mead, who has been touched a few times by the Pioneers, has really had his stuff going here today. Has not been the history of this matchup, but we'll have to see if Pioneers can turn things around here early, as that one's inside. 1 ball, no strikes. So after walking Andrew Sexton, first pitch to his second left-hander is a ball as well. Coming back set, Mead looks in on the mound. The wind and the pitch, cut on there. Mejia will be caught out by the shortstop just at the almost outfield grass there. So Mejia registers his first at bat as a pop out, as that's going to bring up Brody Moore. Moore 1 for 1 on the day. Now bats with a runner on first. Second time in this game in this scenario. Brody making his own little divot there in the batter's box. As now he'll step back in, trying to replicate the success. He had a little flare out into right his first time up. Coming back set, the wind and the pitch. Cut on, drilled towards the shortstop, scooped up, thrown to second, in time, and over to first. Brody grounds into a double play, and that will end the first third of this game. We head to the top of the fourth. Pioneers trailing with a 6-0 score. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, a new pitcher on the mound. Tom Catania's day is done, as stepping in will be the big man, Chase Austin. 5.29 ERA, no wins, 2 losses, 9 games appeared in, 1 game started, 17 innings pitched, 21 hits, 14 runs, 10 earned, 11 bases on balls, and 13 strikeouts. Chase Austin can certainly come with the hard stuff. We'll have to see what he does here, as he's trying to keep this deficit right where it is. Bounces one in there. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. No strikes, no outs. As Chase Austin facing his first batter of the afternoon. The wind, the pitch, cut on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Danny DeMarzo, no official at bat. He went down in a sac fly. The wind and pitch, taken inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Chase Austin trying to get it going here. Pioneers have certainly struggled out of the gate. The wind and pitch, cut on and fouled away. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. As Chase steps back into the dugout, or steps back onto the mound here. 9-1-2 due up in this inning. Inside 3-2. So it'll be DeMarzo followed by Kasperzak and Catapano. As now Austin comes set, the wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball, and after getting the count full, Austin will walk the first batter he faces. So that's going to bring up Derek Kasperzak, 0 for 2 on the day. Kasperzak going to take a long look out at Chase Austin. I'll tell you what, as difficult as it is to replay the earlier innings with these stolen bases, Austin provides a big challenge for any catcher to try to get a ball down to second base. The wind and throw. Austin, 6'6" on the mound. Reminds you somewhat of a Randy Johnson style pitcher, being so tall. As now, once again, throw over. As Austin checking the runner twice. Now we'll come back, facing Kasperzak. Comes set, winds, delivers. The throw down, Austin has to bend over, and the tag will not be in time. DeRigi had to double take there, as that first pitch, I believe, was in there for a ball. 1-0. As now, Austin looking out, the wind and the pitch. High again, 2 balls, no strikes. So Austin trying to work here. Pioneers want to find a way through this inning. They already trail 6-0. The important thing is getting up to the batting plate again. 3 balls, no strikes. Austin really having some trouble locating the zone here. So Chase comes back set on the mound. Takes a long look, winds and delivers inside, ball 4. 4 straight pitches earns Kasperzak a free pass. That's going to bring up Jonathan Catapano. Catapano 1 for 2 on the night. As the Pioneers bullpen is quiet, so it's going to be Austin's inning. First 2 batters he's faced, he has sent on free passes down the base paths. So we'll see if Catapano meets with a different fate here. The wind and pitch. Cut on, popped up. This may be playable. Harmon has a read. Can't quite make the grab. No balls, 1 strike on the foul. So the ball will come back in. As now Chase Austin steps back on the mound. No ball, 1 strike count. So at the very least, the 5th ball is not thrown. Actually, technically, that would be the 6th in a row if that was achieved. As now Austin takes a long look in. Comes set, winds and delivers. Bounces it in. Managing to keep it in front of him was Moskowitz. 1 ball, 1 strike. So again, Pioneers trying to work their way through another inning. Runners stand on first and second. Austin with the wind, the pitch. In there for a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So a ball, 2 strikes, and Austin looking for the first out of his outing here in the top of the 4th. Austin comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on, popped up. Moskowitz trying to find it. That's going to get into the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So we will go back in again. 1-2 the count. As the Pioneers still looking for their first out here in the top of the 4th inning. Back-to-back 3-run innings for the Watertown Rapids. The Pioneers certainly can't afford a third. Already trailing 6-0. We're getting into the middle portion of this ball game. Coming set, the wind and the pitch. Cut on, this one popped up. This should be playable. Austin lets Trey Harmon come in, and Harmon drops the ball. So, 1-2. As again, still looking. As again, Harmon just missed that one. Not sure what the miscommunication was. As now again, Austin takes a long look. He comes set, the wind and the pitch. Cut on, fouled back into the glove. That will be strike 3. Chase Austin gets the first out of the inning on a fouled back strikeout. So James Crick will be the next one up. As Crick, 0 for 2 on the day. Catania had some trouble, but he certainly didn't get into any with James Crick, the hard-hitting left-hander. Brody Moore talking with the umpire out at second base. Not sure what the conversation may be about. As now we're ready to go. Austin takes a long look in. The wind and the pitch. Taken for ball one. 1 ball. No strikes. As again, Austin staring in. The wind and the pitch. Fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Down showdown. As we remind you again, the only place to watch horse cart racing here in the Southern Tier, Tioga Downs. Come on down and enjoy an afternoon. As now, Austin coming back set. He will wind and deliver. Cut on, fouled away. That one will stay in the ballpark and hit the roof of the dugout there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Austin looking for his second out here in the top of the 4th. Had a little trouble getting things going. 2 straight walks. Now has a strikeout and is looking for a second. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, driven out there towards left. Henneman has a beat and makes the catch. He will throw in quickly to third. As there's an out again. James Crick goes 0 for 3. That's going to bring up Tony Sochi. Sochi 1 for 2, reached on an error his first time up. And now we'll see if he can be the third out of the top of the 4th inning. The Pioneers really need it here and would love to get back up to the plate and get things going again. 3-4-5 will be due up in the Pioneers' half of the 4th. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled away. 0-1. No balls. 1 strike. 2 outs. As Chase Austin has found the strike zone and really started dealing here late. So Sochi steps back in. Austin takes a long look in. Checks on the runner. Winds and delivers. Cut on, ground ball towards third. Scooped up and will run over, tagging third base, and that will do it for the inning. Sochi goes down on the fielder's choice. The Pioneers head back for the plate. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, Nathan Peng comes up to the plate, and the Pioneers desperately need some offense here. We'll see what he can get going as they try to make their second trip through the order. The wind and the pitch, taken outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 here as Peng steps back in. Takes a long look out. Drew Mead is having himself a night. Cut on and right back towards the booth next door, as nobody got hit on that one. So no 1 ball, 1 strike. As Nathan Peng may not be happy about the 5 errors put on the board. As once again, coming back set, the wind and the pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. As now again, The pitch in there for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. As Peng steps right back in, trying to get something started. The Pioneers have gotten the first man on. It's just been unable to do anything with that first man. Fouled back, 3 balls, 2 strikes. As again, the ball back into the backstop. See if the Pioneers can get something started here now. Peng takes a long look out. The wind and the pitch from Mead. Cut on, fouled back again over the broadcast booth. And we remind you, make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Autoglass. So, Mead stands back on the mound. The wind and the pitch. Peng takes ball 4, and the Pioneers have the leadoff man on again. As that's going to bring up Trey Harmon. The home run derby champion is looking to get something going here. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far. So Harmon, we know, can drive the ball a long way. Now he's got to find a way to do it during the regular season games. It's been a hard stretch for him. As Harmon steps back in. He waits. Drew Mead takes a long look, winds, delivers. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count. As once again, the leadoff man's on base. Nathan Peng will see what he does over there at first. Harmon takes a long look out at Mead. Mead staring directly at Peng. The wind, the pitch, cut on by Harmon, popped up. This should be playable. Heading out there into shallow right center. The center fielder makes the grab, and Harmon will have to, and Peng will have to retreat back to first base. That'll bring up Bryce Moskowitz. No official at bats. Walked earlier today. As now, Bryce steps back in. Has a conversation there with the home plate umpire. The outfield board flashing for some reason. As again, Drew Mead comes set, staring down Peng. The wind, the pitch bounces up to home plate. 1 ball, no strikes. As Mead gets set back out there on the mound. Pioneers have really done well against Watertown this year. The last time up there, they did lose, however, having broken an undefeated streak up there. As this one bounces towards the third baseman, he trips over his own footing there, and that will allow Bryce Moskowitz to reach. I believe that'll count as a hit. Moskowitz will get credit for the hit. As, well, I mean, technically, it's not an error, but it's certainly an interesting play to watch over again. As Derigi comes up to the plate, 0-1 with a strikeout, as he'll be looking to help his cause here. Coming back set. Drew Mead takes a long look in. That one's over for a strike. 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike to Brennan Derigi. As now again, Drew Mead looking to keep things going here for himself. The swing and a miss by Derigi. He was certainly looking for the fence on that one. As now again, Derigi has runners on first and second. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The wind and the pitch, way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 count. Brennan Derigi trying to put the Pioneers a little bit closer as they trail 6-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The wind, the pitch, cut on, ground ball towards the shortstop, eats him up, over towards second, and everyone's going to be safe. As that one will be, well, that is interesting. I believe that one bounced off the grass. As now that'll be a reach on an error for Derigi. So technically he'll go 0 for 2. And that'll bring up Kyle Richardson. Richardson 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's got the bases loaded. So Richardson, with the bases loaded this year, 0 for 1, does have an RBI. Anything out of the infield is going to score that run from third. That's high, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Bases loaded for Kyle Richardson. He'll be followed by Henneman. So the bottom of the lineup here. The windup, the pitch. Cut on, drilled out there towards center. That's definitely going to be playable. That should score the run. As hustling in, that will score the first run for the Elmira Pioneers. So Richardson earns himself a sac fly. And now Trevor Henneman will come up to the plate. Pioneers closing the gap from 6 runs to 5. As Trevor Henneman will be looking to get on base here. So the sac fly makes 2 outs for the Pioneers, and Henneman has to try to keep it going. Long look down towards third base as Trevor Henneman looks out at Drew Mead. Henneman looking for a base hit anywhere. The wind, the pitch, way outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count as Drew Mead continues to try to work through here. Mead back on the counter. He's looking deep in. Finally has his sign, the wind and the pitch. Cut on by Henneman, fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. So it's a ball and a strike here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs. The Pioneers looking for a hit to try to drive in another run. As Henneman steps back in. Next man up would be Andrew Sexton. As the wind and the pitch. Cut on right back towards the pitcher. Hits off him. This is going to get everybody safely to their base. A big hit there by Henneman. As now everybody's going to come out and have a look at the pitcher, Drew Mead. Watertown's manager sprinting in from the dugout. Drew Mead saying, "I'm okay, let's go." Drew Mead instantly told his catcher he was fine, shook his hand, and said he was good to go. So now, Mead takes a little bit of a walk. With 2 outs, everyone standing safely at first, second, and third base. Andrew Sexton comes up with the bases loaded once they finish checking over Drew Mead. Sexton is 0 for 2 with the bases loaded. So, Watertown's pitcher, Drew Mead, will take a cursory throw just to prove he's all right to pitch, as that was a strike right down the middle. So Mead saying he's okay, let's go back to work. 6-1 lead for the Watertown Rapids. Andrew Sexton working on his uppercut swing, as he has walked in this game so far. Next man up after Sexton would be Mejia, so if Sexton can get on, the top of the order would come back to the plate. You know the Pioneers would love to put up a bunch of runs here with the bases loaded. As Drew Mead takes a long look in, he winds, delivers right down the gut for a strike. That may be the best pitch Sexton's going to see this at bat. As Sexton looks out. Mead comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on by Sexton. That one's drilled out there towards right center. Maybe too high, as that will be caught by the center fielder. So Sexton goes 0 for 1. That will send the Pioneers back to the field, having closed the gap a little bit, 6-1, as we head for the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, the Pioneers return to the field. We'll take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Geneva 10, Newark 4, Adirondack 4, Oneonta 3. So imperative for the Pioneers to find the comeback in this one. The wind and pitch from Austin in there for a strike on the outside corner as Michael Rounds trying to go to work. As again, Rounds looking out at Chase Austin. 0-1 count. The wind and the pitch from Austin. Cut on right back towards him, and that'll get grounded through all the way to center field. Michael Rounds now 2 for 2, including the hit by pitch, has 2 RBIs. That'll bring up Brandon Taylor. Taylor 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice and reached on a base on balls. As Taylor comes up to the plate. Looking out, Chase Austin here in the top of the 5th inning. After this, we will be halfway through this game. The Pioneers really need to come back as this one popped into foul territory. Trying to chase it down is Sexton. He's not going to have the distance, as that will be a foul ball for a strike. So Taylor, 0-1 on the night, 0-1 on the count. Austin waiting for his right fielder to get back in position. Now Austin looks in. The wind and the pitch taken for a strike, thrown down, and that will catch the base runner as there will be the first out and 2 strikes as Michael Rounds caught stealing. So 2 strikes, 1 out as Austin steps back on the mound. 1 strike away from 2 outs in the inning. Pioneers trying to put up a 0 for only the 3rd time in this game. Austin comes set, winds and delivers high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So, Pioneers trailing 6-1. Had the bases loaded there back in the bottom of the 4th. The wind and the pitch bounced in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. As again, Austin coming set out there on the mound. He winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 more time. As Chase takes his walk back to the mound. Staring in, Moskowitz trying to find the pitch to get his man out of this inning. The wind and the pitch. High, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So after going up 0-2, Austin has thrown 3 consecutive balls. Chase comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on, drilled out there to left field. That's going to get down. Bounces right up to Henneman, who throws in quickly. They'll keep the runner at first, but unfortunately for the Pioneers, that will put a runner on base. As that brings up Cale Showers. Showers 1 for 1 has a sac fly, 2 RBIs on the day. As once again, Pioneers trying to find their way through this game. It has been a rough one to say the least. As now Austin coming back set, the wind and the pitch, cut on, grounded towards third and through the hole. So that will be another hit for the Watertown Rapids. As now runners stand on first and second. Drake Smith comes up. He's 0 for 2, did reach on an error. As Smith coming up to the plate. Now has runners on first and second. 1 man out. As Chase Austin still trying to work his way through. There is a pitcher up in the bullpen. Appears to be, I believe that's Alex Bardo getting stretched out down there. As the wind and pitch from Austin. That one is a dead ball. Believe they're saying that was fouled off. So Not sure here. The bat went forward. The umpire called the ball dead. I have to assume it was a strike. So the wind and pitch. Cut on, popped up. Moskowitz looking for it. He's got the read and can't quite make it there. So I believe we're now at a 0-2 count. Wait and see from the home plate umpire here. So the umpire heads back for behind home plate. I think we've got an 0-2 count here. We'll have to see. As Chase Austin looks in. Coming back set. Austin checking on the runner at second. The wind, the pitch. Cut on and popped up. That's going to get foul and out of play. We remind you again to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. So, I've just been corrected. It's Stephen Rossi down there in the bullpen. So Rossi would be the next one into this game. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Austin steps back on the mound, looking down towards the plate as he's trying to find an answer here. Checks on the runner back at second. As now time is called from the batter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The runner back at second, dancing around out there as Drake Smith trying to find his first official hit of the night. Did reach on an error earlier. The wind and pitch from Austin inside. No, they're saying he was hit, so that's going to advance the runners. I don't know. That was a peculiar ball. It went right into the catcher's mitt. I'm not sure that changed direction at all. If it hit him, it hit the fabric on his t-shirt. As now the bases are loaded, Danny DiMarzo be the next man up. He's 0 for 1, had a base on ball, run batted in already. The fielders at the corners will pinch. The wind and the pitch bounced in there. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here for the Pioneers. As again, Chase Austin trying to work his way through the top of the 5th inning. The wind and pitch is inside, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 man out. As again, Austin swing and a miss there. As DiMarzo getting a little impatient maybe. Rossi continues to warm down in the bullpen. So Austin takes a long look. He winds and delivers. Over for a strike. 2 strikes. 2 balls. 2 strikes. Two and 2 count. Austin comes back set. Checks on the runners. Runner at every base. The wind and the pitch. Just missed the outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. As now again. 3 and 2. Full count. 1 out. Nowhere to put him. The payoff pitch. Cut on. Popped up. This should be playable. Brody Moore has the beat. And we'll let it go. Henneman lets it drop. Throws into second. And it goes by him. So everybody's going to be safe. I believe that will be the Pioneers' 6th error of the night. 6th and 7th error of the night. As the throw was missed at second. So, yeah, that's 2 errors on the play. Unbelievable here. As DiMarzo will reach on the air. Will bat in a run, technically. As now, Derek Kasperzak comes up to the plate. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, drilled towards the shortstop. Misses the play, does Brody Moore. That's going to score 1. As another run threatened to come around. So there's the 8th error of the ball game. And again, Derek Kasperzak will reach on an error and deliver an RBI. So, here already, just not going the Pioneers' way. So, a long conversation due out here at the mound. Bases remain loaded. So, it is now an 8-1 score. The Pioneers with 8 errors on the day as well. We'll step aside for a brief moment while this mound conversation takes place. We'll be back here on Mixler.com. All right, so the umpire went out there to break up the meeting on the mound. Matt Birch finally returning towards the dugout. Austin still remains in this game. Steven Rossi has got to be getting close to ready. It's an 8-1 score right now. As again, Jonathan Catapano, he's 1 for 3. He has struck out. We'll have to see what the Pioneers can do here. So Catapano looking in. Chase Austin set out there on the mound. Checks on all the runners, the wind and the pitch. Cut on, drilled out there towards the center fielder. He will make the catch. The throw comes in right towards Brody Moore. That's going to allow another run to score. It is now a 9-1 lead on the sac fly by Catapano. So that's going to bring up James Crick. Crick 0 for 3 on the day, now has runners at first and second. As now Austin takes a look in. The fielders will resume their original positions as runners stand at first and second. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs for the Elmira Pioneers as they try to find their way out of the 5th inning. If it continues this way, it's going to be a long night for Elmira. As Chase Austin comes set, he winds and delivers. Bounces away from the catcher, 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 count as Austin tries to work his way through. Needs just 1 more out to get out of this top of the 5th. Austin comes set, the wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed, 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs as Chase Austin tries to go back to work. James Crick already 0 for 3 on the night. The wind and the pitch. Cut on. Ground ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Down showdown. As again, see if Austin can find this final pitch. He comes back set. As Austin gets set, he winds and delivers. Ground ball, knocked down by Austin. Derigi scrambling for it, and he will not be in time, as that will allow the bases to be loaded 1 more time. James Crick's first hit of the night, as Tony Sochi comes back up. Sochi 1 for 3, reached on an error back 2 innings ago. Now the bases are loaded. As again, Sochi looks out, Coming back set, the wind and the pitch. Austin has that one fouled off. As Sochi, no balls, 1 strike. Coming back set. You see Austin coming back set out on the mound. He winds and delivers in there on the inside corner for strike 2. 0-2. Chase stands on the mound, staring in, looking for one more strike. As Austin gets set, he will wind and deal. Fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2. Austin looking for that put-away pitch. This has been the struggle for the Pioneers all season long, is finding that one last pitch to get out of the situation. They trail 9-1 here. The wind, the pitch, fouled back again, right back into the netting. 0-2 one more time. So Chase Austin heads back to the mound. Comes back set. Austin winds and delivers. A little bit low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 is Chase Austin. Going to get through this inning. He's got Rossi down in the bullpen warm. Austin winds and delivers. Cut on. This one drilled out there to left center. On the run. Henneman makes the grab. So the Pioneers finally get out of the inning in the top of the 5th. 3 more runs tacked on. And now they trail 9-1. The Pioneers will come back looking to make something happen in the bottom half of the inning. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so the top of the order leading off, Jeff Mejia standing up to the plate. As Mejia will hopefully find a way on base. The Pioneers trailing by 8, desperately need runs. As Mejia takes a long look in. The first pitch bounced up, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. As coming back, the umpire tosses out the ball, but a little trouble retrieving it for Drew Mead. Pioneers managed to score 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Would love to add some runs here in the bottom of the 5th. They've given up quite a few as Mejia goes on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. So it's a 1-1 count. As the wind and the pitch for Mead. Cut on. Ground ball towards second base. Scooped up, thrown over to first, and not in time. Mejia will not be able to advance. The catcher following up and doing a good job of doing so. As that one will go. We're going to call it a hit. I'm calling it a hit. Scorekeeper seems to agree. as Mejia will go 1 for 2. As now Brody Moore, who's 1 for 2, grounded into a double play, will hope to avoid that here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pioneers trailing by 8. Brody taking a couple of practice hacks. Brody looks out as Drew Mead comes back set. He winds and delivers. Brody Moore coming in aggressive, fouls that one off. We remind you to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. No balls, 1 strike, nobody out. As again, takes a long look. The wind and the pitch for Mead. Cut on, ground ball through the right side. Will get into the outfield. Mejia takes a turnaround second, but won't advance any further. Brody Moore goes 2 for 3 on the day, and that'll bring up Nathan Peng. So as Peng comes to the plate, we remind you he can do it all. He's played 9 positions in 1 game. He batted left-handed during the exhibition game yesterday and still almost had a hit. So we'll see if he can come through with a big hit right here for the Pioneers. As now, Peng looks out. Drew Mead comes back set. He winds and delivers outside and high. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count for the Elmira Pioneers' third baseman today. As Brody Moore stands on first, Jeff Mejia stands on second. The wind and the pitch. Peng breaks his bat. As that'll be 1 ball, 1 strike, and now Peng will have to get some new lumber. 1-1 count. The thick part of the bat went back foul quite a bit. As now Peng looking again for a new piece of lumber here. We'll have to head all the way back to the dugout. So Peng now has a bat. Appears to be ready to get back to the plate. 1-1 count. This just taking a little bit, as normally the bat boy has the bat ready, as their job may appear. So Peng comes back to the plate now. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. 2 runners on. Runners on first and second for the Pioneers as they try to creep back into this game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Peng takes a long look out. Drew Mead comes set. He winds and delivers. Taken for a ball, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. As again, Mead looks in. Has his sign. Checks on the runner, the wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed by Peng. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2-2 count. As Peng will step back in. Peng waits. The next pitch. No, Mead will step off. Neither runner advancing very far off the base. A little surprising. Mead taking a lot of time out there. Mead checks on the runner back at second. The wind and the pitch. Taken outside. Ball 3. 3-2. 3 balls. 2 strikes. Nobody out. As again, Peng steps back in. Looking out. The wind and the pitch. Cut on by Peng right back towards the booth. That'll be fouled away. So a 3-2 count. As again, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nathan Peng trying to load the bases for All-Star Game Home Run Derby winner, Trey Harmon. The wind and the pitch. Cut on by Peng. Fouled down the line. 3-2 one more time. As now, Drew Mead steps back on the mound. Watertown bullpen is buzzing down there. As Mead comes back. He takes a long look in. The wind, the pitch. Cut on by Peng. This one into shallow right. Catch will be made. And the runners will have to stay put. So Penn goes 0 for 2. That's going to bring up Trey Harmon. Harmon 0 for 2 with a strikeout so far tonight. As now, Harmon will be looking to get something going. He's got runners on first and second. Have to see what Meade has left in the tank. You know Trey Harmon's going to see the best stuff he's got. Harmon takes a long look out. Drew Meade setting the table over here. Looks, winds, delivers. Cut on by Harmon and big swinging strike one. No balls, one strike, one out. Harmon looks out. As coming back set, Drew Meade winds and delivers. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Our next Tioga Down showdown. As Harmon will step back in. Looking out. Coming back set is Meade, the wind and the pitch. Outside again, 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out as the Elmira Pioneers trailing 9-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Meade comes back set. Harmon looking. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball. 3-1. 3-1 count here as Drew Meade trying to pitch around Trey Harmon. Pitcher appears to be ready out there in the Watertown bullpen. As Drew Meade winds and delivers. Cut on, popped up. This one gonna be playable. The play will be made by the first baseman, James Crick, and Harmon goes 0 for 3. That's going to bring up Bryce Moskowitz. Moskowitz so far 1 for 1 with a base on balls. So Bryce will be trying to put a ball in play and hopefully somewhere that will drive in a couple of runs. Runners standing on first and second base. So Mejia stands off a second. Brody Moore takes his lead off of first. Neither one being covered too tightly, as it appears. Going to come right after the man at home. The wind and the pitch. High and outside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. As again, Moskowitz stepping back in, 1-0 count. As he comes back set, Meade takes a long look in, the wind, the pitch, fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. There we go. As now the umpire asking for more balls. As Moskowitz stepping back up to the plate. Runners at first and second. Looking in, Meade winds, delivers. Just missed. 2 balls, 1 strike. Moskowitz trying to get on base here. The Pioneers continue to bleed runs 9-1 as we sit in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pioneers running quickly out of offensive outs. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Down showdown. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As now again, Drew Meade going to be looking for the final strike of the bottom of the 5th. The Pioneers trying to get a hit and keep the inning going. So Drew Meade comes back set. He looks in. 2-2 count. Meade checks on the runners. Winds and delivers. Just missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. As now, Meade steps back on the rubber. Drew sets up, looks in. Moskowitz waiting, cutting. That one fouled off. 3 balls, 2 strikes. One more time. The runners will have to return to their respective bases. So again, Drew Meade out there on the mound. Bryce Moskowitz trying to push a run across here for the Pioneers. Battle of the 26s at the plate. Meade and Moskowitz. So Bryce takes a long look out. Drew Mead comes set, winds, delivers. High, ball 4. And that will load the bases. The second walk of the day for Bryce Moskowitz. That's going to bring up Brennan DeRigi with the bases loaded. And when Brennan last had the bases loaded, he put one over the wall. So we'll see if he can repeat the feat. DeRigi on the night, 0 for 2, struck out and reached on an error. We talked again about Brennan DeRigi being part of the Feral Gas Fridays. He today was on the Feral Gas Fridays for the Elmira Pioneers. That one swung on and missed. So, 0-1 count. As DeRigi back up again. Comes set, the wind, the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. As DeRigi stands in. Mead looking out. Comes back set, he winds and delivers. Cut on and missed by DeRigi, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Mead 1 strike away from getting out of the bottom of the 5th. DeRigi staring at the bat. He comes back set. Drew Mead looks in and waits. Checks on all the runners, the wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled off back towards the parking lot. That will get out of play. And we remind you again to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. So DeRigi steps back in the batter's box here. As he takes a long look. Knows what he wants to do. Envisioning it. Comes back set. DeRigi waiting. Mead has his sign. Comes set. DeRigi will now ask for time. So Brennan DeRigi adjusting his batting gloves. Stepping back into the plate. DeRigi waits. As now. Next pitch from Mead. Cut on. Drilled out there towards left. This one going towards the bullpen, and that will hit the fence in foul territory. That will send the runners back to first, second, and third. DeRigi keeps the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 9-1 deficit for your Pioneers. As again, DeRigi trying to put them right back into this one. DeRigi had a grand slam the other night. First one of the season for the Pioneers. As DeRigi steps in. 1-2 count. 2 outs. Pitcher Drew Mead comes set. He winds and delivers. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Down showdown. As now DeRigi steps back in. Count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Mead takes a long look in. Comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on. Drilled by DeRigi. Picked up by the shortstop. Thrown to second. In time. And that will do it. DeRigi grounds out. The Pioneers continue to trail 9-1 after 5 complete. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, the Pioneers have a new pitcher on the mound, Stephen Rossi, taking over. Rossi, a 9.39 ERA, a win, a loss, 11 games played in 15.1 innings, 19 hits, 20 runs, 16 earned, 17 bases on balls, and 15 strikeouts. We'll see if the Pioneers can keep things right where they are, a 9-1 deficit here in the top of the 6th inning. So the Pioneers very quickly running out of outs. As now, coming in, Rossi will face Michael Rounds. Rounds a perfect 2 for 2. He was hit by a pitch as well. Also has 2 RBIs and was caught stealing. As Rossi's first pitch crosses the zone for a strike. So good to see out of Rossi here. See what he can do tonight. The wind and the pitch. Bounced up to the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. As now again, Rossi sets out there on the mound. Comes back set. The wind and the pitch. Fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Stephen Rossi trying to make his way through here. As the Pioneers bullpenning by committee here tonight. Just not a great start for Tom Catania. Coming back set. Rossi winds and delivers outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 count. Rossi comes back set. The wind and the pitch. Bounces up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 count. As again, top of the 6th inning, the Pioneers trying to put up a 0. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed as down goes Rounds the first time tonight. He has gone down on strikes. That's going to bring up Brandon Taylor. Taylor is 1 for 2. Fielder's choice, base on balls. So Taylor steps back up to the plate. Little confusion in the booth next door as Taylor steps up for the fourth time tonight, excuse me. The wind and the pitch. Bounced up. 1 ball, no strikes. As that one came up on Moskowitz. He appears to be a little bit uncomfortable there. That might have got him underneath the mask. As now Rossi gets the brand new baseball. So, old ball handed over. Moskowitz appears to be okay. Stepping back in now, going to be Brandon Taylor. In this half the inning, Michael Rounds, Brandon Taylor, Cale Showers were 5, 6, and 7. See if they can limit it to just those batters coming up here. That's Stephen Rossi trying to work. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. As Rossi looks in again. Pioneers down 9-1 here in the top of the 6th. The wind and the pitch. Taken inside, 3 balls, no strikes. It again has not been a friendly game for the Pioneers so far. As the next pitch from Rossi cuts across for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. So a 3-1 count as Rossi tries to power his way through this inning. Wind in the pitch. In there for strike 2. 3-2. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Oneonta has tied it back up with Adirondack 5-5. As again, Rossi comes set. The wind, the pitch. Cut on, ground ball towards third. Scooped up, thrown over to first. In time. As Taylor will be the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Cale Showers. Showers 2 for 2, 2 RBIs. As now again, Showers comes up. See what Showers can do here. Looking in, Stephen Rossi will wind and deliver. cut on, right back out there to left field. That's going to get down. Showers extends his day, 3 for 3. As that's going to bring up Drake Smith. Smith is 0 for 2, reached on an error, was hit by a pitch. As now he will have a runner on first base. So 9-1 lead for the Watertown Rapids. Unfamiliar territory for the Elmira Pioneers. They have not had a deficit like this against Watertown all season. So Smith looks in as Rossi comes set, winds and delivers. Inside and high, 1 ball, no strikes. So looking in again, Rossi needing just 1 out to get out of the top of the 6th inning. The wind and the pitch, cut on, driven back to left field again. That will be scooped up by Henneman, thrown back in quickly. Brody Moore takes possession, and now runners stand at first and second base. So that's going to bring up Danny DeMarzo. DeMarzo has a couple of RBIs already, as DeMarzo has to go chase down the baseball bat left by his last batter. So DeMarzo stepping back in here as Steven Rossi will take a look. Rossi comes back set. The wind and the pitch. 1 ball, no strikes for Steven Rossi as he goes after the number 9 batter, Danny DeMarzo. 0 for 2, base on balls, reached on an error, 2 RBIs. As again, Rossi comes back set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, ground ball, that'll get foul, 1-1. As now again, Rossi comes set. So 1 ball, 1 strike. As Rossi looks in. Rossi comes set. The wind and the pitch. Bounced up and away from Moskowitz. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. As now again, Rossi comes set. He waits. Again, the wind and the pitch. Inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. So a 3-1 count as the Pioneers continue to trail by 8. They are running out of outs, just 12 offensive outs remaining. The wind, the pitch, in there for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rossi now 1 strike away from getting out of the top of the 6th without any damage, despite runners on first and second. Rossi coming set. He winds and delivers. Taken for a ball that will advance the runners. And now, for the second time, DeMarzo has walked. That'll bring up Derek Kasperzak. 0 for 3, base on balls. Reached on an error and has an RBI. So Kasperzak comes up here. And now the Pioneers have the bases loaded against them. Kasperzak, who has not had the greatest night so far, has a chance to drive in some more Watertown Rapids runs. The pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. So a 1-0 count as Rossi comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 count, 2 outs. As again, Rossi looks in. The wind and the pitch from Rossi. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count. Rossi looks in. Coming set, the wind and the pitch. In there for a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Downs showdown. Two and two. 2 outs. Rossi looking for just one more strike. The wind and the pitch. In there for strike 3. Rossi earns himself a strikeout. Down goes Kasperzak. The Pioneers trail 9-1. We'll head back to commercial. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, and with that, we are back live here on Mixlr.com. Stepping up, number 16, Kyle Richardson. Richardson 0 for 1, struck out, has a sac fly and an RBI. And joining me here this half inning is going to be Frank Fanning from the newest team coming back to the PGCBL, the Jamestown Jammers. Welcome into the broadcast, Frank.
Thank you, sir. Great to be here.
I truly appreciate you stopping by. Cut on and fouled away there as Richardson goes 0 for 1. So Jamestown getting a team back in the PGCBL, obviously exciting. We're probably the closest opponent you're going to have. What's that like for you guys, getting ready and getting set to go?
Oh, man, it's incredible. So far, we've got a group of owners that are dedicated to the city.
That one's popped up. Sorry, foul. 0-2 against Kyle Richardson.
And similar to what you have here, we've just got people that are passionate about baseball in our community, and a lot of people with some finances that have been able to help us a lot, and it's just been terrific.
As that's in there for a ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, that's great. As the team gets assembled, obviously the PGCBL, a different style league, definitely a lot of recruiting necessary.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys looking at coaches already? Is that the process?
We've got a coach.
Oh, wonderful.
Lined up. Jamestown guy. His name is Jordan Bazile. He was at Patrick Henry Community College the last few seasons. He's a championship kind of guy. Everywhere he goes, the teams play better. And he's just one of those guys that, he went to JCC, Jamestown Community College in Jamestown, and he's a phenomenal guy to have on staff, and he's moved back home. I think he's with his parents right now. I'm not trying to help him out, but he's saving some money, and he's going to be coaching the Jammers, and it's going to be terrific.
As that swung on for strike three. 3-ball, 2-strike count goes for naught for Kyle Richardson, his second strikeout of the evening. As I believe we're going to get a pinch hitter here as Trevor Henneman will come out. That's going to bring in Zach Turner, Zach Turner coming in, as couldn't quite read the number on the back there. Turner now giving me a full good view of it. As once again, Frank, Jamestown, obviously a history of success out there. What is kind of the recipe going forward, especially, that year off can sometimes change the dynamic of the fan base, and how are you guys planning to deal with that out there in Jamestown?
It's a great question. Basically, we've got this unusual dark year this year. We ended our tenure in the league as champions, and we're coming back, of course, with this weird dark year. But everyone I've spoken to so far, whether it's fans, whether it's potential sponsors, whomever it is, they're all excited about baseball. They all miss it this year, and I don't think there's any diminished fan base at all. I think everybody's really excited to have it back.
Well, 1-ball, 1-strike, 1-out count. Another Tioga Down showdown here from historic Dunfield. That one inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Jamestown looks to develop, you said already you have the coach, so the next step is building the roster. And obviously, looking through the summer, getting the chance to see the play here at historic Dunfield, is the recruiting process already starting for you guys out there? And how are you planning to have that team shape up?
It's a good question too. We've got Jordan's got his eye on a lot of people. So whether or not we do it the same way as some of the other teams in this league, Jordan has a lot of contacts in baseball. He's been in the game 11 years. He started as an intern with the Tigers back, I believe, in the mid-2000s. And the process has begun. I believe there's about 2 or 3 guys that we obviously haven't confirmed that they're going to be joining us just yet. We've got a little bit of time. But Jordan knows a lot of people, and he actually is going to be doing most of the recruiting, and I'll be handling most of the business side, all of the business side, I should say.
Well, 3-ball, 2-strike count here on Turner as the next pitch. High, ball 4. Turner will walk in his first appearance here tonight. And you talk about handling the business side. What is the plan business-wise for you, and what is your business background for the people that may not know?
Okay, so I was in radio for a couple of years in Ontario, Canada.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I was, pretty much, right? And I worked with the Oakland A's Single A team in Vermont for 2 seasons. First year running the ticket operations, and the second year handling team travel and selling a lot of groups and sponsorships, and handling the player development contract for the A's. So I do have a business background, and I have a baseball background. I get pretty excited about tickets, which is a weird, irrational excitement that only a few people have. But there's some people right here in this press box that also get excited about tickets too, so I'm not alone. But our business plan going forward is just to develop a virtual network. We're going to have a lot of different ways to get our message and the message of our clients in front of a lot of eyeballs and a lot of faces using, digital options, social media, a lot of things. There's so many things you can now sell, I think, that go beyond a ballpark, beyond traditional advertising. And your guys here, Robbie and Mark, we had about a half-hour chat over at concession, and there's a lot of stuff that they're opening my eyes to as well with this league.
As that one gets through, Sexton gets his first hit of the night. He'll go 1 for 2. As definitely there's a lot of opportunities throughout this league, especially, you see it here at Historic Dunfield. It's certainly done well. What have you kind of seen here that you're going to try to take back to Jamestown?
Well, I mean, just the thing that I think is already a commonality is the community involvement you guys have here. It's just special. I mean, right down from the people that, come out here, the people that do your signs, the people that do your concession, the people that do your 50-50, the kids in the crowd, the fact that you just have, a lot of people within the community coming out to these games, and they're very well advertised, and it's sought after stuff. It's entertainment. And that's what between inning gags, the kind of fun stuff that you see at the minor league level. And coming from the minors, there are a lot of things in common here.
As that will be caught in foul territory, Mejia will go 1 for 3. And that's always nice to hear that it's a minor league feel in this collegiate summer league. Obviously, the short season, a lot to deal with and a lot to prepare for. So kind of interesting to get prepped a year ahead of time. How much advanced thinking was put into that? Are you guys thinking about next year already and already setting dates? Is that kind of the process you're going through as you work through to your first season?
Yeah, it's been kind of a slower start because we had to obviously meet with the board. We had a lot of preliminary lease agreements, concession type agreements. A lot of things needed to happen right away that didn't necessarily prolong some of our plans for the business. However, right now we're ready to hit the ground running in the next week and a half or so here and really start, getting on the horse and doing things to get ready for 2020.
Well, never a bad time, especially with the playoffs on the horizon.
Yep.
Always a good time to start talking baseball again for local areas to get excited, as that's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. As once again, Brody Moore, 2 for 3 on the day, has had a good day so far. Fans more looking to extend that. As you look towards next year's season, obviously the name going to be a mainstay again. The Jammers always were an interesting moniker out there.
Yeah.
The wind and the pitch in there for another strike, 1 and 2. The uniform is going to stay the same. Is there going to be new advertising opportunities in that? What are you guys looking at as far as brand messaging?
We have a lot up our sleeves right now. There's a lot of things that you can kind of play with. In our community especially, there are so many different elements. Lucille Ball was from Jamestown. Robert H. Jackson, who put away a lot of war criminals at Nuremberg on the Nuremberg trials. There's so much history in Jamestown, and there are so many ways to connect with the community using visuals. And we're the Jammers, and I think there's more to it. We're going to be exploring a lot of new things, and whatever we can do to connect with our community, the way you guys are doing it. We're trying to connect with the history in our community, and going forward, we just want to include everyone.
As that one's fouled off on a Tioga Down showdown there. Now 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out count one more time. As again, getting into the league, obviously you were at the league meetings at the All-Star game.
Yes,
you got to see how that played out. Certainly,
Yeah.
Socrates did a great job hosting it. A lot of fun. Trey Harmon did quite a good job as well in the home run derby, 30 home runs. We enjoyed that. What was the impression there that you got from talking with the different owners? Obviously, ownership and getting along with the owners in the league, as that one's in there for a strike. They call it a swinging strike, and Brody is upset. So that's going to end the inning. Still a 9-1 deficit for the Elmira Pioneers. But before we head to a break, the crowd will boo. And I wanted to finish off that question for you. Obviously, inter-team relationships are so important in a league like this. What was your first impression meeting with all the owners?
To start with, Robert Julian, the president, class guy. Joe Malazzo, vice president, class guy. Robbie here, Mark over here. Everybody I met at those meetings, class people. I think we have an amazing league, and I hope and I want us to be a very positive entry to the league and a great asset in the league. And our goal is to not only be successful as a franchise, but to be a franchise that assists with the league's success, because this league I think has the potential to be as good as other summer ball leagues like the Cape Cod League. I think we're there right now. I think it's just more people need to see it, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. It's about, teams like Elmira, teams like us in Jamestown. It's about trying to make these teams famous, make us it's not even it's as simple as that, but it goes beyond. It's just, it's great baseball. These kids are trying right now, and I have a great feeling about the league. I really think there's going to be positive relationships in this league.
Well, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be back here with the next half inning as we head to the 7th here at historic Dunn Field. Once again, good luck in Jamestown, and good luck to you here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and we are back. Rossi goes back to work. The wind and the pitch. In there for a ball, 1-0. So Rossi trying to deal once again as Jonathan Catapano going back to work. The wind and the pitch. Cut on. That is hit hard out there towards left as Turner backs up and makes the grab. So the first out of the top of the 7th. 9-1 deficit for the Pioneers, trying to keep things going here. New catcher did enter into the game, as once again, we'll see Corliss step in. Craig Corliss trying to work things through. as James Crick comes up. Crick, 1 for 4 on the day, was really not finding a ton of success until just recently. As now again, see what Crick can do. As coming back set, Rossi takes a look in, the line and the pitch. Cut on, ground ball towards second. Derigi scoops it up, throws over to first. Plenty of time, and he will make the second out. That's going to bring up Tony Sochi. Sochi, who is 1 for 4, reached on an error. See if Pioneers pitching can send him back out. Sochi looks in, coming back set. The wind and the pitch from Rossi. Outside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. The Pioneers with a 9-1 deficit still. Just 9 opportunities remaining as that one's cut on, popped up and fouled. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one hits off the top of the booth here. As again, a 1-1 count. Rossi comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As again, Rossi steps up. Corliss will get back behind the dish as he's entered the game. Here in the the top of the 7th, Corliss tries to frame that one, can't quite get it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Another Tioga Down showdown. As Rossi comes set, he winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled right back towards the booth next door. So I believe that just avoided it. 2-2 count, 2 outs. As again, the wind and the pitch from Rossi. Inside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. As again, Rossi comes back set. 3-2, the wind, the pitch. High. So we got 3 balls, 2 strikes. That was ball 4. I thought it was. As that will send Sochi down on the base on balls. That'll bring up Michael Rounds. Rounds is 2 for 3. As now again, Rossi waiting out there on the mound. As again, Rossi comes set. He winds, he delivers. Cut on, right back through the infield, out to right field. Coming around second with speed. The throw coming into third, and the tag is placed. And they say no, he didn't get him, even though he slid around the bag. I cannot believe they did not give the out there. The Rapids player completely missed the bag, was tagged, and still the home plate umpire called him safe. That's going to bring up Brandon Taylor. Taylor 1 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice and a base on balls. As now again, Pioneer Stephen Rossi looking for the final out of the inning. Would love to get the Pioneers back up here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing by 8. Need to get something going as he throws strike number 1. 0-1. Rossi going to go right back to work here. See if he can find that final strikeout. He comes set. The wind and the pitch. That is hit hard out there towards left center. Hanging up. The catch is made. And that will do it as the Pioneers head for the bottom of the 7th, trailing by 8. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, Nathan Pang heads up to the plate as now the Pioneers, trailing by 8, have 9 offensive outs remaining. New pitcher on the mound, the wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed by Nathan Pang, 0-1. As stepping out onto the mound, Spencer Vainovitz going to work. Vainovitz comes set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on. That one drilled out there towards left. The play will be made, as unfortunately the Pioneers now down to just 8 offensive outs remaining. That's going to bring up Trey Harmon. Harmon, who is 0 for 3 on the day.
34. Trey Harmon.
Harmon has struck out once today already. Pioneers trying very, very hard to make these last 8 outs count. Some fog rolling in across the outfield. As now again, Harmon steps in. Bottom of the 7th inning. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike, 0-1. Harmon steps right back in. Takes a long look out at Vainovitz. Vainovitz's numbers this year, very impressive. 2.25 ERA in 12 games appeared in. Swinging strike there from Harmon for strike 2. 12 games he's been in, 28 innings pitched, 22 hits, 9 runs, 7 of them earned, 17 bases on balls, and 27 strikeouts. As coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on by Harmon, drilled out towards second, scooped back up, the throw in time as Harmon will be punched out. 4th time today, Harmon has not been able to reach base. This is going to bring up the new catcher, Craig Corliss. So Corliss coming up to the plate. As Corliss steps up, see what he can do.
Trey Harmon.
Hopefully get a change going here. The Pioneers down to just 7 outs of offensive baseball remaining. It's a 9-1 deficit for the Pioneers. Vainovitz comes set. The wind and the pitch. Inside 1-0. Just addressing the comment on YouTube Live. Just wanted to let everybody know who may have tuned in late. The camera is shooting fine. This is a YouTube error. I do apologize. The wind, the pitch, outside 2-0. As Vainovitz coming back in. Vainovitz stares down. Got the 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th here very quickly. Now 3 straight balls to Craig Corliss. So Corliss will step back in. Has his sign. See if he's swinging away here, if he's taking all the way. 3-0 count. The wind and the pitch. Taken on the outside corner for a strike. Corliss thought he had ball 4. So Corliss steps back in, 3-1 count. He waits. Vainovitz comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and popped up. This could be playable for the first baseman, James Crick. He will make the grab, and Corliss goes 0 for 1. The Pioneers will head to the top of the 8th. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, Kale Showers steps back in, and the Watertown Rapids going back to work as the Elmira Pioneers trail by a whopping 8 runs here in the top of the 8th inning. The wind and the pitch from Rossi, cut on, drilled out there towards left, going back towards the track, caught as Turner able to take out Showers on one pitch. That'll break Showers' perfect day. He goes 3 for 4 now. Drake Smith comes up. 7, 8, and 9 due up in this inning. As now again, Kale heads for the plate. And now we'll head back towards the bench. So coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Rossi's still working here. He throws that one way inside. 1 ball, no strike. As again, Rossi winds and delivers. Inside again. 2 balls, no strikes. So the Pioneers with a 2-0 count. Top of the 8th inning here. The wind and the pitch from Rossi. In there for a strike, 2-1. Drake Smith, 1 for 3, reached on an error, was hit by a pitch. Nobody working in the bullpen, so Rossi going to work through the 8th at least. The wind and the pitch, cut on, ground ball towards Brody Moore. Moore scoops it up, throws to first in time, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So DeMarzo, the next man up, 0 for 2, 2 bases on balls, reached on an error, had 2 RBIs. DeMarzo will be looking to get something done here as Rossi would be very, very happy to work a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 8th inning. The wind and pitch from Rossi. Cut on and missed as DeMarzo comes out swinging. 0-1. This is the last time the Pioneers will meet the Rapids this season. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. As again, Rossi standing out there on the mound. He winds and delivers. Taken for a ball, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. As the Elmira Pioneers trying to get back up to the plate. The wind and the pitch from Rossi. Cut on, drilled out there towards left. That will get down. Turner scoops it up and throws back in towards the infield. That'll keep the runner at first. But break the offer on the day for DeMarzo. He's now 1 for 3, and that means the only man without a hit in the Watertown lineup is the man coming to the plate right now. Kasperzak 0 for 4, base on balls, reached on an error and had an RBI, but has yet to record a hit. Rossi comes set, winds and delivers. Cut on, popped up. This should be playable for Derigi. Derigi makes the grab, and that will end the 8th inning for the Watertown Rapids. We head to the bottom portion of the 8th. The Pioneers trailing by 8. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right, so Brennan DeRigi comes up. DeRigi will be followed by Kyle Richardson and then Trevor Henneman's replacement, Zach Turner. The wind and the pitch. Cut on by DeRigi, fouled off, and we have to remind you to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Autoglass. As DeRigi looks out. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out as DeRigi trying to get things started here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Pioneers have tallied just 1 run. 7 errors on the board already, as that's high and tight. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count as the Elmira Pioneers trying to fight and scratch and claw their way back into this one. Trailing by 8. The pitch inside again. DeRigi almost defensively swung at that one. Luckily, was able to keep the bat back. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Coming set, the wind and the pitch. Another new pitcher on the mound for Watertown, by the way, as that's ball 4. Coming into pitch now, Vinny DeRubies. DeRubies this year had a perfect ERA. 1 game pitched in, 1 inning pitched, 2 strikeouts. So again, this will be second batter of the inning, Kyle Richardson. As DeRubies faced his second batter of the inning now. All right, now Richardson stepping back up. The wind and the pitch. Taken high for a ball. I believe we've got 2-0 right now, but 2-0 the count. As Richardson waiting. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike. 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike as Kyle Richardson steps back in. 2-1 confirmed by the home plate umpire. As the wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike on the outside corner. 2 ball, 2 strike. Nobody out. So again, Pioneers trying to keep things going. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes one more time. Runner stands at first. Umpire asking for more baseballs. As now again.
Let's hear it for your Excellus bat boy.
Stepping back in will be Kyle Richardson. He's 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, the sac fly, and RBI. Love to get a hit here for the Pioneers. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, drilled back through the infield. That will get down as DeRigi takes the turnaround second. 2 balls, 2 strike hit for number 16, Kyle Richardson. That'll bring up Zach Turner. Turner, who drew a base on balls his first time up, now dealing with Vinny DeRubies. Nobody up in the Watertown pen. You wonder if Turner maybe asked to bunt here. As the windup and the pitch. Cut on and fouled away. I guess the answer to that is a no. 0-1. So Zach Turner, step back in. And again. Turner looks in. He waits. The wind and pitch from DeRuby. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. As Turner wanting to advance the runners at the very least. So Pioneers trailing by 8. Off and running. Cut on and fouled away as as DeRigi had third base all to himself. Nobody even moved on that. DeRigi had a clear path to third. not even being paid attention to by DeRuby. Have to see if that inspires some confidence here this time around. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed by Turner. He goes down on strikes. So, that's going to bring up Andrew Sexton. Sexton, 1 for 2, base on balls. See if he can get things going here. Derigi, well aware of DeRuby not even paying attention to him out there. So you have to wonder if he's going to try to take third again. He's off and moving. The fake throw down, I think you got to give that one on defensive indifference. It wasn't really a stolen base. There was no throw. So all right. Well, apparently he's getting a stolen base from the scorekeeper. As now, the wind and the pitch. So, I believe we've got a 2-0 count here as Sexton stands at the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. The wind and the pitch from DeRuby. Cut on and missed. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 with 1 out. Sexton trying to find his way on base. Would love to drive in the run as Derigi stands at third base. Coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here. As you almost wonder, with the left-handed hurler, as quickly as Dree was able to get to third, if you just try to get home. The wind and the pitch. Inside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2. Derigi not reenacting that lead over there at third. As now again. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and miss. Sexton goes down on strikes. So that will bring up the top of the order, Jeff Mejia. Mejia 1 for 3. The Pioneers down to their final 4 offensive outs. Derigi still standing on third. Be interested to go back and count exactly how many times the Pioneers have had runners in scoring position and left them stranded today. It's certainly been a number. As Mejia looking in. The wind and the pitch. In there for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. As again, checking. The wind and the pitch. Fouled off, 1 ball, 1 strike. As now again. Coming set out there on the mound, Vinny DeRuby. DeRuby winds and delivers. Cut on. That one's going to get foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As now again. DeRuby heads back for the mound. DeRuby's looking. Mejia trying to get set in his batter's box. As our official stats guy doesn't have that number for me, so we'll just go back to wondering. The wind, the pitch, outside. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Down showdown. The wind and the pitch in there for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's at least been 3 or 4 times that the Pioneers have had runners in scoring position and have not been able to cash in. The wind and the pitch, cut on and fouled away. As trying to make it down on the pitch, just unable to do it. The runner from first, as Richardson trying to get going out there. So Mejia, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch right here. Cut on, ground ball towards that hole in the infield. The second baseman scoots over, gets there, and Mejia is punched out. That was close. So runners stranded yet again as the Pioneers will head for the top of the ninth, trailing 9-1. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so I had a quick chat with the stats man. It's been 6 innings the Pioneers have left men in scoring position. So now the Pioneers will try to work their final 3 outs of defense, at least they hope, as Catapano winds and delivers. That one popped up, should be playable. Center fielder Mejia has the play and makes the out. Catapano goes 1 for 5 on the day. James Crick will be the next man up. And I was hearing a stat being shouted at me. How many? There was 12 runners left on base. 12 runners have been left on base in this ballgame. Add those runs, Pioneers would have a 13-9 lead. As now, once again, James Crick is up 2 bat. He's 1 for 5 on the day. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, drilled out there towards left. That's going to get foul. We know James Crick has home run capability. Certainly don't want to see it here tonight. The Pioneers already trailing 9-1 in the top of the 9th inning. 1 out already recorded. The wind and the pitch. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Down showdown. As Crick steps back in. Stephen Rossi winds, delivers. Cut on and missed. Crick swinging for the fences. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Can't swing for the shemung if you're a left-handed batter. As the wind and the pitch from Rossi is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As once again, the pitcher for the Pioneers, Stephen Rossi, trying to find his way out of the top of the 9th. The wind, the pitch, high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 count as Rossi tries to power his way through another inning of relief. Rossi having a great night, as a matter of fact. The wind and the pitch bounced up, as that'll be ball 4. Rossi has really come in and shut the door, putting up zeros in back-to-back innings. So we'll see if he can do it one more time. As coming up, Tony Sochi. Sochi, 1 for 4, reached on an error, had a base on balls. So already, quite a few at-bats for the Watertown Rapids. A team that with a victory here tonight, if the Pioneers cannot score 8 or 9 runs in the bottom of the 9th, they will fall to just half a game ahead of the Watertown Rapids. So again, Rossi coming set. He moves into his windup. The pitch. Cut on, drilled out there to foul territory. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Down showdown. The other games in the PGCBL have come to a close. The Oneonta Outlaws beat the Adirondack Trailblazers, so that's a big win. The Geneva Red Wings did win against the Newark Pilots 12-6. So the gap continues to be tight as a ball there, 2 balls, 1 strike. This is the 47th at bat, I'm told, for the Watertown Rapids here tonight. The wind and the pitch. Outside again, 3 balls, 1 strike. So some smell of fire coming into the stadium right now. As a 3 ball, 1 strike count. The wind and the pitch from Rossi. Cut on and missed. 3-2. Rossi has just 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. As the Pioneers looking to get back up to the batter's box and take one last shot at coming back from this 8-run deficit. Rossi winds and deals. Cut on and missed. He gets the strikeout as down goes Tony Sochi. Sochi strikes out here in the top of the 9th, and that'll bring up Michael Rounds. Rounds 3 for 4, was hit by a pitch, struck out, had 2 RBIs, and was caught stealing. So Rounds comes up to the plate. He'll bat from the left-hand side. Rossi 1 out away from getting out of the 9th inning. The Watertown Rapids were able to score 9 runs here tonight. 3 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th, and that has been the scoring. Pioneers were able to put up a single run back in the 4th as a first pitch swing results in a foul ball. 0-1 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Pioneers trailing 9-1. The deficit on the hit side of it, much more close, 12-8. The really disappointing mark for the Pioneers, 7 errors. The wind and the pitch from Rossi. Cut on, drilled out there to right center. That'll hang. Mejia makes the catch, and that will do it for the 9th inning, as that sends us to the bottom of the 9th. Pioneers looking for 8 runs to tie this ball game. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so the Elmira Pioneers will go back to work here as number 13, Brody Moore, comes to the plate. See if he can get things started before Nathan Peng and Trey Harmon. So Brody stepping back in here. See what he can do. Moore waits. The wind and the pitch. Taken inside. 1 ball, no strikes. As Brody trying to get something going here for the Pioneers. Leadoff men have reached quite a bit tonight, just unable to do anything with them. The wind, the pitch, cut on. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pioneers have 3 offensive outs and 8 runs they need to make up. See if they're able to do it. As Brody looks in. To get that done, Brody would definitely have to bat twice in this inning. That in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As now, coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Brody fouls off another one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One more time. As DeRubies is going to close out this game. So Brody Moore steps back up to the plate. Umpire looking for more balls. Now has them. As DeRubies moves into his windup, Brody Moore waits at the plate. The wind, the pitch, over, and that will be strike 3. Brody Moore goes down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. That's going to bring up Nathan Peng. Peng, who's 0 for 3, has a base on ball. See if he can make some impact here. Pioneers trailing 9-1. 2 outs remaining. Still trailing by 8. As now, Peng waits. The wind and pitch, cut on, popped up and over the broadcast booth. We remind you to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. 0-1 the count. As now, Peng steps back in. 2 outs to go. 9-1 deficit for the Pioneers. Cut on by Peng. That will get foul. No balls, 2 strikes. As Peng looking to get a hit, trying to get something started for the Pioneers, who have just really done themselves in here with 7 errors tonight. The wind, the pitch, cut on, drilled out towards center. That will be caught. Peng will go down 0 for 4. All right, Trey Harmon, who's coming up 0 for 4, has struck out. Has not been his night. As Trey Harmon looking to reverse that. As again, Harmon won the home run derby back at the All-Star break. See if he can keep this inning alive. The wind, the pitch, cut on by Harmon, fouled off, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. As now, Benny DeRuby looking to put down the home run derby champion. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike for Trey Harmon. Don't forget the Pioneers back in action tomorrow. It's a firework night here at the ballpark as they take on the Geneva Red Wings. Pitch is way outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 the count. 2 outs. 9-1 deficit for your Pioneers. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A Tioga down showdown. As Trey Harmon, the last gasp for the Elmira Pioneers here tonight. Harmon looks out. The wind, the pitch, DeRuby, cut on, drilled out there towards center field. That is high, not far enough, and that will be caught by the center fielder. So the Pioneers fall tonight 9-1 as they were unable to overcome the Watertown Rapids. The Rapids have closed the gap to a half game as the Elmira Pioneers go down to their final 6, needing to find a way, go down to their final 5, needing to find a way to win out and give themselves a shot at the playoffs. Watertown hot on their tails. They take the victory here tonight, 9-1. You're listening to Pioneers Radio. We want to thank everybody for tuning in here on Mixler.com, YouTube Live, We'll be back tomorrow with more exciting Pioneers action. Good night, Elmira.